The concept of the crime of genocide appeared in international law after the Second World War. It was a response to the horrible crimes committed during the war. Genocide is defined as any act committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. Even long before the large-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Russian information space was full of statements by propagandists and politicians who called for the extermination of Ukrainians. Such incitements sound loud and clear in Russia, and they lay bare the true intentions of the aggressor. Way before the invasion, the Russians were getting ready to kill Ukrainians en masse. For that, they even prepared mobile crematoriums. Since the beginning of the large-scale invasion, the Russians have committed a horrendous number of brutal crimes against Ukrainians, which under international law qualify as means of genocide. First of all, those are killings. The Russians intentionally target civilian transport, shell residential houses, shelters, hospitals, and maternity homes. The towns of Bucha, Irpin, Izium have become synonymous with mass executions of Ukrainians. The Russians cause serious bodily and mental harm. Under Russia's occupation, Ukrainians often become victims of torture. Such actions are not only tolerated, but encouraged by Russists. Also, Russians use sexual violence as a means of pressure on locals in the occupied territories. The Russians deliberately create living conditions that cause annihilation of Ukrainians. A case in point is numerous airstrikes on Ukraine's energy facilities, which last winter left millions of Ukrainians without electricity, heating, and water. Also, the Russians caused an environmental disaster in the south of Ukraine, blowing up the dam and power plant in the town of Nova Kakhovka. As a result, multiple residential areas are underwater, and tens of thousands of people have been affected. Another means of genocide is forcible transfer of children from a persecuted group to another group. The International Criminal Court has already issued arrest warrants for Vladimir Putin and Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights, Maria Lvova-Belova, for the unlawful deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia. Evidence of those crimes has been documented by the UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Ukraine, and the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe has designated the deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia as genocide. After the world saw the evidence of Russia's brutality in the liberated towns near Kyiv, US President Joe Biden called it genocide and said Putin is trying to wipe out even the idea of being Ukrainian. Russia's war crimes in Ukraine have also been recognized as genocide by a number of national parliaments. Criminal regimes commit genocide when they feel impunity. That's why the harshest possible condemnation of ruscism and punishment of its perpetrators are imperative for putting an end to this evil.